All right, man. So we're going here.
Okay, sweet.
Austin, thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
You're the man.
Awesome.
This is short. No, not short notice. We got like a week to prepare.
It's good. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, like I said, I was going through all your footage. You're talented. You know, there's a lot of people out there that I guess try to do what you do. Like I've noticed you saw Gary Vee, so you went to go see him. Cool. I like that guy. I like what he has to say, and you know, a lot of his what he preaches is that attention is on the phones, it's on the laptops, and essentially what you do is you essentially get people's attention to make them go on laptops and go on phones.
Right.
So I guess I want to start the podcast by talking about, like, even before you got into video editing, blogging, whatever it may be, you know, what were some of your interests before you saw this side of the world? Like, what did you like to do, I guess?
Honestly, like, since I was a kid, I've like always been into, like, you know, making things with like my brother and sister. Like
a little bit closer to the mic.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you can pull it towards you there.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, that's good right there.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So like I've always kind of been that like kind of, I guess if you want to call it, creative,
of course,
mindset. So like along with my brother and sister as well. So yeah, no, I've always been like, you know, making skits and stuff like that. So like I've kind of like been able to get like the story kind of concept down, like capturing a story.
Okay.
Because I've been doing all those kind of things before. So like I've always had that kind of mindset of like wanting to make video and like wanting to be like a director and like all that kind of stuff when I was younger. So like it wasn't something like I just kind of picked up later in life, if that makes sense.
No, I understand.
It's like always been a thing.
It kind of worked gradually to where you are now.
Yeah.
So you always, like, when you say skits, do you mean like writing, or do you mean like actually like video skits?
Like, I tell people this, like, I have been kind of like making videos before I even had a camera, if that makes sense.
So yeah, how do you explain that?
So like, I guess kind of like a play kind of thing I would do with my brother and sister. We would just like make these little sketches, I guess. Like we'd had like this like fake little news show or something like that.
Yeah.
We'd pretend we had like a camera. We'd like charge my parents like money to like come into the basement to go watch it. So it's always been like that kind of like making something with other people and then being able to like share that, I guess, has been like the thing that I liked most about it, which has kind of made me want to do it more, really.
That's cool. Yeah. I feel a lot of people in the creative industry, like, to where the point they're at now, and when you talk about their humble beginnings, it always has a similar story to yours. It's like, I was working on my craft, not even knowing it.
Right.
You know, essentially. Sure. So that's cool.
Totally.
Let's talk about like your first like camera, like your first, when I talked to, who I didn't talk to him. I heard his story, you know, White Trash Tyler, that guy. And I think he had a story similar. Like, he found like a VHR camera and he started shooting something like that.
Yep.
What was your first camera story? Do you have anything similar to that?
My first camera,
iPhone maybe?
Yeah, I mean, like, I like used to use like my dad's tape camera, that kind of thing, like when we were doing these little skits. So there was that, but the first like camera I like bought was the Canon 70D, which I would recommend to anybody starting out.
Is that the one Casey Neistat uses? The big one that used to use?
Yep. So like it's like a really good like entry level thing, and like, you know, you can do slow motion, that kind of stuff. Anyways, without getting too technical with it. That was honestly like the first, and like kind of embarrassing to say, but I think I only started like understanding how to use a camera like maybe 2 years ago, like setting wise. Like I didn't like really, like I couldn't really like grasp the idea of like mixing shutter speed and aperture and ISO, and like it made sense kind of, but like I'm like a very like hands-on person. Like I need to do something to actually understand it. Yeah. So it was kind of one of those things, I guess. Doing video though, like you can see it real time. Like if your shutter speed's very high, then like you can see as it's happening. Whereas with pictures, it's like you gotta trial and error kind of thing.
You're speaking like a different language to me right
Sorry,
now.
Okay.
Honestly, you could probably help me later after with this. That's a Canon. I bought that. Well, what happened? I bought a camera. It was a Rebel T6i. Okay. And I used to use them to shoot these podcasts, but they only lasted for 30 minutes. Right. Yeah, so I was like, okay, well, because that's the only reason I bought it for, was to record the podcast when I lived back in Vancouver. So then I ended up selling that, and I bought this camcorder because this can record for like hour lengths.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like there's so many incidences where I've bought in cameras and just I didn't do my research. Right. That's cool though. Only the past 2 years, and now you're starting to get a hang of it. Of that, I didn't, because I thought it was honestly, I thought everything was just point, shoot, and then go ahead. I didn't know that there was anything that you had to fiddle around with in the settings, maybe audio, but I didn't know that.
the first kind of concert, I don't know if you want to go into this right
No,
away.
man, go into anything.
The first kind of concert I shot was, I think it was Veld, which is like a big sort of like music festival in Toronto.
Veld?
Veld, yeah.
Veld, okay.
It's like EDM, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But I shot like Post Malone and like that kind of thing. So I'm like sitting there like in the media pit with this camera. I have no idea really how to use it. Like I know the basics of it. So it was just very like kind of nerve wracking that way. But the pictures turned out like pretty sick. So I was like pretty stoked on that. So yeah, it's just kind of trial and error. Like you kind of figure it out as you go.
Yeah. So how did you get to Veld? How did you get in that media pit?
So the best way I found to like start shooting for like shows like that, it's like really cool being in like the media pit side of things.
Isn't
like,
that the pit where like there's not a lot of people? Like it's just like the
so like you'd have the crowd and then you'd have this little like alleyway, I guess.
Yeah,
and
where
then
security is kind of.
Exactly. Yeah. So like being there, like you can just kind of get like these crazy shots, and then you can go and get some shots of like the whole audience. So it's really, really cool. But yeah, so the best way to do it is to kind of like shoot for free initially for like different blogs, like submit to blogs, be like, hey, still kind of new in like the industry, want to get more into like, you know, doing concert photography. Can I shoot for free for you or something? Or reach out to the artist, but like that gets a little trickier.
Yeah.
But so the way I've experienced it is like you would reach out to these blogs and then they would submit to the festivals or concert, and then you'd kind of like wait to hear back to see if you get approved for it.
Okay.
And then that's kind of how you get like the media access, I guess.
Okay.
So I forget where I was going with that, but
no.
Yeah, no,
that's a good trick. We're trying to get media access here at the High Button, like me and Riley for the summer and stuff.
Right.
That'd be good.
Yeah, no, it's just such a rush to just be like shooting shows, and like you're like sitting there with your camera. It's like Post Malone's on the other side. You're just like, oh my God. Like, it's so crazy. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Speaking of Toronto, you've been to some crazy cities. Talk about maybe some of like your favorite like cities to shoot in.
Yeah. So I'm originally from Toronto.
Oh, are you?
I like moved here like a year ago to work for the brand for East Coast Lifestyle.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So
well, let's talk about Halifax for a second. Then how do you like living here?
Yeah, no, it's great here. I like the sense of like community.
Okay.
Here. I mean, like love Toronto too, but I feel like it's almost closer knit here because it's a bit smaller.
I know, everyone says that.
And but the summers here are like great. Oh, it's so good.
Summers of the gods.
It's the best.
You got to suffer for like 9 months, but like the rest of the months are beautiful. Like the summer months, oh, it's incredible.
Yeah. So I do like Halifax though, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Good.
You kind of get like the city vibes, but then if you drive out, you can kind of go to like, you know, Peggy's Cove or like Cape Breton.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that whole Nova Scotia scene is.
That's what people love. That's what people usually say they like about it, is the fact that you can get out of the city in 20 minutes and be in the country.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like cottage life. Like if you work in the city, you can get to the cottage in 30 minutes.
Totally.
And it's not that expensive land out there, so people like that.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
So 2 years. Last summer must have been your first summer here. Or was it 2 summers ago?
No, like a year ago, I like moved here. So like May 1st, I started working
with East Coast Lifestyle
last year. Yeah. So like
cool.
It's kind of my year here, I guess.
So you're there like full time, like working there?
Yeah. It's been really good. It's fun because I get to kind of like do different things every day. It's not like you know, sit at a computer and 9 to 5 for
of course.
Whatever. So it's good. I get to kind of do my own thing.
That's awesome. Sweet. Anyone that gets to do what they want for a living, I'm attracted to them. It's like that's totally. I'm so jealous of it. That's awesome.
No, yeah, it's great.
So yeah, talk about some of like the favorite cities like you've shot in or just worked in general. I hope that you say LA. Yeah. But if it's not, if it's not LA,
no, you know. So like ever since I was a little kid, this is cliche. I've always wanted to like live in California.
Who has?
That's like been like my. If you talk to any of my friends from like any grade, and they'd be like, oh yeah, Austin's the guy that wants to go to California. So it's just like I've always wanted to, you know, be like a film director or something and that kind of thing. So like that's kind of where I want to end up being. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but like
movies or television.
Well, like maybe not even that. Like I've done some things where I've like worked on like film sets, and it's a whole different vibe. It's like so much more different than like, you know, producing your own stuff and like filming your own stuff, editing.
Slower.
Yeah, it's just kind of like it's good in some aspects, and then other aspects it's like, oh, that's their wire, like that's this department's wire, like don't touch that wire.
I did background work in Vancouver, like, yeah. So I know what you mean.
It's like sometimes isn't like a, you know, like a very like togetherness kind of thing. It's very like, okay, you do your job, you do your job, you do, which is effective, I guess. But you know, I like being able to.
There's no sense of family, I found.
No, yeah. It's very like,
do your job, go home.
Like, we were doing a commercial. I was on like a commercial shoot, and I was like, oh, so like, what's this commercial for? Like, this new kid, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't really know. Like, they don't know what they're shooting sometimes. It's just kind of like, they just follow the script and they just show up and light the thing, and yeah, we need to light, like, that's not to say that's what everything is, but like, that's
your experience.
That was my experience. But anyways, yeah, back to the LA thing. So LA's one of the best places I've been to shoot. It's like so scenic, and like the biggest thing was like there's so many like-minded individuals like doing what I do, which I find is hard to find, not in Toronto as much, but like maybe more so Halifax. It's hard to find people that, you know, want to model or want to shoot or want to edit and that kind of thing. So that I found in LA was just like so good.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
And you can just, you know, you can basically do whatever you want there.
Yeah.
Like, not whatever you want, but like creatively, like it's so much better in my head. But
the sky's the limit.
And the vibes are just
everywhere. Sick. Where's your favorite place in LA? You like are you by the beach, or you like Beverly Hills area? You like Hollywood Hills?
I do like the beach. I like Venice in California.
Oh, you like the crazy people?
Yeah. It's a really cool vibe there. That's a good spot. A lot of people say LA is like super dirty, which I guess it kind of is. But I mean,
the world's dirty.
I find it's like a cool kind of dirty, like a cool grungy maybe kind of like.
I remember like going there for the first time.
Trendy dirty.
I dressed very, you know, proper, just pants, a dress shirt, right. And I walked in like a Shoppers Drug Mart in LA. I don't know what it was called, and just like I saw the way they dressed here, and I was getting looks like I was like a bum or something just because of the way I was dressing.
Yeah.
And I saw I know what you mean. Like that trashy look is kind of the trend over there.
Right.
It's they're ahead of the time, I guess you could say.
Totally. Yeah.
But yeah, everyone's like-minded over there. It's awesome.
So whenever I can kind of get out that way, like it's like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
It's just it's hard too, because like say if I'm reaching out to like a content creator or like an artist, being like, hey man, like we should totally shoot, like I'd love to shoot something for you, like let's link up. It's like, all right man, like where are you based? It's like, I'm in Canada.
East Coast.
The East Coast.
Not even
like,
New York.
Just like red and like no reply. It's kind of shitty that way, but
yeah.
I mean, you know, if you could like kind of build a trip out of that, be like, hey, I'm coming here this time, it's more likely, I think.
That's cool.
But yeah, so that's the number one spot. The other spot I've been that I really like, New York is pretty sick.
Never been.
Yeah, it's very, very busy. I feel like a lot of people there are kind of like...
So many mixed reviews about New York. You know, you'll talk to people that fit the personality, then you'll talk to someone else that doesn't fit the personality. It's a mixed review city.
Yeah. I can't say I've been like there long enough to really like make an opinion on it.
Yeah.
But the time that I was there for the Gary Vee thing, especially, it was super quick. I think we were there for like the day and then flew back kind of thing.
Just an in and out thing.
Yeah. And it was rainy, and so it was just kind of meh.
Well, let's talk. I want to talk about the Gary Vee thing. I don't even, how long have we been going into this? 15 minutes, man. It flies by.
It does.
So yeah, you know, essentially, I know you work with the Nelk boys. We'll definitely get to that. But another side of YouTube that is absolutely dominating that, you know, half of the internet is YouTube, is Gary Vaynerchuk in the business aspect, and you met him. Yeah. Maybe give the listeners a little bit of an inside tour of his office, what he's like maybe when the cameras aren't rolling. Is he the same person? And just that whole experience in general, if you could.
Totally, yeah. It was one of those things where you walk in and it's like you're almost kind of like starstruck. You're like, oh my god, I'm in Gary Vee's office. It's like pretty cool because like Alex had like messaged me. He was like, hey, like we're gonna go to go see Gary Vee, and like we're gonna film this whole thing, whatever. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like I've like watched a bunch of his videos, but actually being in there, it's like, whoa, this is cool. And you can see all the little things on his wall.
Oh yeah, like yeah.
I met like D-Rock. I don't know.
I know D-Rock. He's the film guy, right?
Yeah. Elliot, like all those kind of guys that like you kind of see in the background.
Yeah.
It's cool to interact with them for sure.
Yeah. Just normal people.
Yeah. No, totally. I mean, I don't think I could really say that I saw the real Gary Vee, maybe, because, you know,
he's in business mode.
That, and he was on camera like the whole time too, right? But from what I did see, it was like pretty much exactly what he's like.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of hustle, like, okay, yeah, I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm signing books at the same time. And it's like he's like crazy. He's like
the real deal.
Yeah. From what I saw, again, like I think we were only in there for like 30 minutes, something like that.
Well, like you know what's crazy?
His life's like booked up. Like it's like
he's what? His life is booked up.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like it's just like schedule. Like, okay, yeah, we got something here. So he's running like an empire, which is like pretty crazy, but it was very cool to like be able to meet him and, you know, get Alex's kind of
brand out there.
Yeah.
Well, not out there, but
totally.
For him to see it.
Yeah.
I watched the whole video. Well, because he posted his own.
Yep.
Because like you guys, East Coast Lifestyle you guys posted your video,
right?
And then he posted his video, which was like 25 minutes long. I'm pretty sure
he had the raw, uncut kind of version.
But you can't be upset about that. Like for Alex, like that's a great exposure.
Totally. Yeah. No, he got some good exposure through that. So yeah, it was super fun to just go meet up with the guys. But yeah, no, it was good.
No, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Just you well documented that trip for sure. And like that's a big deal for everyone in Nova Scotia. Like I don't know, we don't get that exposure, especially from Alex. Like for him going to New York and being able to meet a guy, not many people from Nova Scotia can say they do that.
Right.
And the fact that you documented that, that's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I like making like the little lifestyle kind of videos. It's fun to do.
They are,
of course. And
I was watching this one, or no, Mission 1. I'm halfway through Mission 2 of the X Games. What was the X Games like? Where is it? Aspen?
Sassy.
Aspen,
yeah.
See, I bet you didn't even get the good stuff on camera, eh? You got all the PG stuff on camera.
Yeah, I mean, I got a decent amount of what we were doing there, but again, like being the guy with the camera, it's hard to kind of get everything. That's what I meant earlier when I said run and gun.
Yeah.
Like run and gun filmmaking is like what I like the most.
Yeah.
Because that's what I kind of grew up doing, just kind of walking around doing the different things, not really scripting too much.
Yeah.
So like none of this was ever scripted. I scripted everything at the end.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So it was just like.
So all this is just like coming creatively to you right now. Just like, all right, I got to get this really quick.
Pretty much. Or like, you know, you have all the pieces to the puzzle and you just kind of find out how they kind of fit on a sticky note, really, and just kind of move them around, be like, okay, yeah, let's have this here, yeah, okay, where are we going to put the Martin Garrix meet up here, okay, yeah. So that's the way I like kind of working. That might not be the right way. I don't know if there's a right way or
well, you're doing something right. Don't worry about which way is right.
And then bringing some like comedy into it's always fun, and the little cinematic sequences.
Yeah. You know, isn't it like illegal to use a drone now or in a city or something like that? So I read an article last year.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, like, what's your way to, like, how does that work? Do you like look for laws, or you just say, fuck it, I'm just going to do this? Like, how does that even work? I mean,
yeah, I know you're not allowed to in Halifax.
Oh, is it just of course it's just Halifax.
For sure, but like I'm sure you're probably not allowed to in Aspen either, but like
who cares?
I just kind of did, so.
Yeah, it doesn't look at the like. Oh man, like the scenery you got with the mountains and things like that. That's awesome. And where do you guys stay? You guys are just like in a cabin there, like a little resort.
Yeah,
that's sick.
There's actually a really nice little spot. There was like, you'll see it in a sec here, but it's just like a nice little like hot tub with like rocks and stuff. I don't know. It's like the Aspen experience.
Yeah,
which was really cool. And I'd never been to Aspen before, so.
Was there any like Dumb and Dumber quotes anywhere? Like Dumb and Dumber, like a statue or anything? Because people know Aspen from Dumb and Dumber. I'm pretty sure.
I didn't see anything like that there. It was very, very dry though. I came back and like couldn't like. Oh my god, it was the worst It was the worst trip back I've ever experienced.
Okay, well, it was like plus the altitude.
Yeah, so the altitude was like so high or low, I guess. I don't know how to say that. Yeah, no, I came back. I think I had like a cold too, but like because we were at such a high altitude the whole time, and then, you know, going up and drinking and partying and then going on the mountain and snowboarding the whole day, like
That's a long day.
it's a long haul. Yeah,
That's a
and you're
big
doing it
deal.
for like a week, right? So
and then you're filming the whole time,
and
so
then
it's like
having to film. Yeah,
it's like you're trying to enjoy yourself, but at the same time, it's like, man, I'm here to work right now.
exactly. And it was so cold too. That's Martin Garrix there. It was pretty cool.
Have you ever lost a camera,
I haven't lost a camera.
like a GoPro or anything? Nothing.
No, I take pretty good care of the gear I got.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fun thing to do, and, you know, like little concerts like that. But yeah, it was a
You
good
seem like
trip.
a happy guy, man. When you're for the listeners, he's just watching the television screen, just smiling at the work he's done.
No, yeah, it's fun to be able to have that kind of thing to kind of show people.
Yeah, man, of course.
So.
That's another
great.
thing I wanted to talk to you about is the networking side of what you do. Is it a lot of does your work speak for itself, or is it a lot of you networking at bars or conferences or through the DM of Instagram in order to get work, or is like East Coast lifestyle, you're happy with that right now and you don't really want to move outside of it?
Right. So I do work full time at East Coast Lifestyle, but I also do freelance. on the
Okay,
side.
yeah.
So I'm starting to make a production company, actually.
Oh, nice.
That I'm gonna kind of be like launching within like the next couple of months, like formally.
In Halifax?
Yeah, but like it's gonna be not based anywhere. I guess it's just gonna kind of be wherever
Wherever you go.
Exactly. So I'm going to be doing that. But yeah, like a lot of the stuff I get now is kind of through Instagram DM or like email or like a friend of a friend or like somebody who knows somebody. So that's kind of like where a lot of the things comes. But a lot of the things are also cold calls.
Cold calls.
So like all like, I like to call them cold DMs rather. So it's like you're not making the phone calls, but you're just reaching out to like literally as many people as you can through DM. And it's not like that's the other thing. If I could give like anybody that's like trying to do film and doing film work for different artists, stuff like that, don't start off with like a paragraph of, hi, my name's Austin. I work here. I do this. I graduated here. I like check out some of my work and do all the links. That's good sometimes, but in an Instagram direct message, like the thing I found that worked best would be like, yo, or like, hey, and then that kind of gives them the reason to be like, oh, hey man, what's up? Like I found that works like so much way better.
Oh, interesting. So don't give a long paragraph, just say what's up? Just the one. Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Like the more chill you are about it, I think the better chances it will be for like the other person to kind of like want to relate to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I like that.
I don't know. Or else it's just too overwhelming, and then like they know that you're just trying to get something from them, I guess.
Ooh, that's great advice.
So I think if like it'd be like a simple like, hey, or what's up, man, like that kind of thing, then I think that works better.
I'm thinking back to the times where I've DM'd paragraphs and I'm just thinking, fuck.
I mean, yeah, and like sometimes,
no, but it's true.
Like, maybe for like a pitch of some sort, but still like just to start off super broad to kind of like get into the DM.
Yeah.
Because sending the whole paragraph, like you're not in there yet, you know what I mean? So I don't know. That's what I found works the best. And like just constantly messaging people, and a lot of the times it'll be like, oh, sorry man, like not really looking for anybody, but we'll keep you in mind. It's like, okay, thanks, on to the next one. Like just keep them going.
Yeah.
I find that works like very, very good. And you know, having like the content to show people for that thing. So like if you're gonna try to like do like house showing videos or something like that, you're not gonna want to be like, yeah, I want to do this house showing video, but like here's a video of this concert that I did. Like it's not related at all. So like maybe doing it first and having the content to show people that you want to work for is better, I think.
Yeah.
If that makes sense at all.
No, it does.
Okay.
That's you don't even have to relate that to business. All the guys out there that are trying to DM women, just say something small.
Exactly.
Just, little tip right there.
There you go.
No, I like that, man. That's great advice.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Nelk boys. Some of the guys like probably some of the funniest videos on YouTube.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you want to talk about like that connection?
Yeah, so that actually just happened like probably like a month ago, like maybe a month and a half ago.
Are you the guy in the dorm, in the classroom, like filming back there?
No,
you're just editing.
No. Yeah. So like this happened like literally, I just kind of got in contact with them like a month and a half ago.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, they, I guess we're,
sorry. I was gonna say, cause they're from Toronto.
Yeah. So I guess they reached out on Instagram and were like not to me, but just like on their story or something. And was like, hey, looking for like a full-time video editor, like DM or whatever, email this thing. So somebody sent it to me and was like, hey man, like you should do this. Like honestly forget who it was right now. But I was like, oh, okay. And I had a couple of drinks that night, but that's kind of like their thing anyways. Like, you know,
send it.
Beers. Exactly. So I was just pretty intoxicated and wrote out like a nice email with like all the links being like, hey guys, like would love to work for you, like check out these links. And I sent all like all the different videos I did, Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff. So I sent that to them, and about like a week later, I like wasn't really thinking of it past that, and they sent me an email saying, hey, like we've kind of selected you as like one of the people to do like a test episode, I guess. So the second I got that, I like canceled all my plans for like that day and the next day, because it was like, okay, I don't know how many people are going to be like in this thing. So I wanted to get it done as soon as possible. So like I literally crushed it out, I think in like a couple of hours. It was like a 13-minute episode. I had no idea what the story was, no idea what anything was. I just kind of, but then that kind of goes based on like my way of editing anyways. Yeah. So it kind of plays to like my strength, I guess.
Yeah.
Because like after I have all like the footage that I shoot, it's like I don't really know what the story is going to be. So it kind of works. Like I'm used to doing that. So I did it and sent it in, and I was like, okay, if they like it, then they like it. If not, then whatever. So again, I kind of thought like forgot about it. And like a week later, they sent me another message saying like, hey man, like we really like your stuff. And it was Kyle. I don't know if you know them by their names.
Which one's Kyle? The short one or taller one?
The taller guy.
He's not that tall, but he's I know the other guy. Yeah.
He's like, hey man, like we like your stuff, and like we'd want to talk further about like getting you on board, kind of thing. So that's kind of where that kind of went, and now they have a website called fullsend.com.
Yeah, I saw that they had issues with YouTube there.
Yeah, that was one of their biggest things. So they have like 2 million followers or subscribers, I guess, on YouTube. Yeah. But yeah, so they also have a website called fullsend.com. That's the one that I edit all the videos for.
Okay.
So that's all their kind of newer stuff, I suppose.
Cool. Did you do the one with Vitaly there?
The most recent one?
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
That got a lot of views.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, man.
Yeah.
That's congratulations. That's like...
Thanks. Yeah, no.
Way to stay humble about it. Thanks.
No, yeah, it's fun. I haven't met them yet because I've been here, but it'd be cool to meet up with them when I go back to the city. So
yeah, man, they seem like nice guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like, you know, two typical bros.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
When you were talking about like you know, at the beginning, how you said you wanted to be like a film, I don't know, you might have said it, I might be misquoting you, but you were interested in film and directing maybe one day. Is there anyone that like coming up, because you said you used to do plays and skits and things like that,
yeah,
like movies, is there anyone that you like admired when you were younger, maybe like a director, an actor, or maybe like a genre of film that you admired? Because when I was younger, I was a big movie buff, still am,
right?
So I was just maybe trying to get your perspective on that.
Yeah, like I don't think I had anybody that like I really admired in terms of like, I mean, sure, Steven Spielberg, all that kind of stuff, like the main guys, sure, but like I wasn't really too into like the names of the different directors and stuff like that. Yeah, it was more like the idea of like making something and like, oh, I can maybe get paid for this, like I could maybe like make this my job and like live in California and do what I like doing. So that's kind of what it was initially. But now I think that there's like different like YouTubers that inspire me the most.
Cool.
So that kind of like content thing, like there's this guy named Justin Escalona. He has this this really good. He's probably my biggest inspiration in terms of like my style and stuff like that.
What's his name, sorry?
Justin Escalona.
Escalona, okay.
Yeah. So he's based in California as well.
Nice.
But just like his style of like film, I really enjoy and admire. So that's kind of like where I get my stuff from, I guess. My inspiration, I guess.
Okay.
And then obviously seeing Casey Neistat, like that's a whole another kind of take on the YouTube world. So
well, that's the guy that got me interested in
it. For sure. He's the guy that gets a lot of people into the vlog stuff. I've been thinking about doing a vlog, but I mean,
every day.
It's a lot of work. I would think like maybe like once a week, maybe.
I couldn't imagine doing it every day.
Every day is a lot, especially with a full-time job. It's like almost impossible. Like,
he must be on Adderall or something, man. Like, remember the first time he did it, like 4 years ago maybe, and it was consistently every single day.
Pretty crazy.
And I just remember waking up and just being like, how is this guy doing this? Like,
yeah,
365 days straight.
It's nuts. It's crazy.
Editing. And it's not shitty editing. It's good quality editing.
Right.
Like, he's putting his time and effort into it.
Yeah. No,
but
for sure,
it did pay off because now everybody knows who he is.
Exactly.
And he can make a lot of money on every single video that he puts out. Have you ever met him?
I haven't met him. No. I'd love to meet him. That'd be pretty cool.
People like wait outside his office and like,
yeah.
There's a video he posted like 2 weeks ago of someone that wouldn't leave. Did you see that video?
I did see that. Yeah.
Like he just waited outside his door and just wouldn't leave. Crazy people.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, like, sure, he's famous and stuff like that, but like you got to give the man his space too, you know?
Yeah, I know. Well, it's New York, you know. It's hard to get space.
Totally.
But yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah,
for sure.
Yes, like down like in 10 years, like I know you're doing what you're doing now. You're absolutely, I wouldn't say dominating, but like you're doing what you want to do for a living. Right. And you're happy. You seem like a happy guy.
Yeah, it's good.
What in 10 years would you want to be doing? Where do you see your career going?
I've thought about going like the movie industry route.
Love it.
I still might maybe want to do that. Like, I don't know. I kind of flip-flop. Like, initially I wanted to be something like the film industry, so like director or something, and then I wanted to be like a plastic surgeon, and then I sucked at science and math, so that wasn't gonna work. And then I was like, okay, well, I kind of like making things and stuff like that. So then I got into this this media arts program at my high school.
Okay.
So then that's kind of how I started getting into more of like the film and stuff like that. And then that's kind of how that took place. But like, I don't know exactly where I'd want to be in 10 years specifically. Like maybe something along the lines of what I'm doing now, but having my own production company.
Okay.
Maybe. So then I could kind of produce and direct and film if I want. What a lot of like the YouTubers now are doing, like, I can't think of any names right now, but you know, they kind of grow their platform through YouTube, and then after that they'll kind of go on to like do their own kind of production companies, and then that's how they have their financial like kind of like stepping stool, I guess. Yeah. So I think doing something like that would be really cool. But like Sam Colder, do you know Sam Colder?
No.
You should look him up. He's also he's probably everybody's inspiration in terms of like content creation and like adventure travel filmmaking thing. I don't know why I didn't think of that initially. Yeah, he's actually from Toronto as well, but he does crazy videos.
Oh, he's like a travel vlogger.
Yeah, but like insane cinematic kind of stuff and like visual effects and stuff like that. If like you're like a video guy and you want to kind of make stuff, then you'll definitely know who Sam Colder is. He's like insane, and he's probably only a couple of years older than I am.
Really? How old are you?
I'm 23. I just turned 23.
23?
Yeah.
Do you write it all? Like you say you maybe want to get into movies one day. Do you write scripts or anything like that?
I don't write scripts.
No.
I've like written a couple treatments for different things, but I want to get more into like music videos. I think that would be really sick.
I was gonna say, because I saw you do videos with like T.I. there, like on your on your Instagram. So you were in the media pit there,
right?
So that's where when I messaged you, I thought that you were working with artists. I kind of jumped to conclusion,
right?
But that's cool. You'd like to shoot music videos.
Music videos would be really cool. But But yeah, that TI thing was, again, like through a blog. So like shooting for these different things, you kind of get this access that you can't normally get.
Yeah.
You can bring your camera into this event and venue and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. And that's like the only way you can really start, right?
Yeah. Who's, Spike Jonze, obviously. He's like, he did Jackass. He did,
for sure.
Well, that's how he started. When he was younger, he just did like music videos for his buddy. No, he started out with like skateboard videos. Yep. So he started with his buddies doing skateboard videos. I don't know who it was for, but anyways, and then moved on to music videos, and then moved on to movies. Right. But he had this like 15-year period where he just did music videos, and some really good music videos too. I can't think of them on the top of my head right now, but I feel like that's people that get to that stature of making movies and handling $1 million budgets, multi-million-dollar budgets. They start at like a smaller budget, and they work their way up.
Right. For sure.
That would terrify the shit out of me, like having all of that, not terrify, but just being responsible for multiple millions of dollars and being in charge of actors, in charge of lighting, in charge of so many things, and then you have to put an hour, 2 hours worth of film on a screen.
It's insane.
Like imagine and Steven Spielberg's done it over 100 times.
Yeah.
Like,
it's nuts.
It's incredible.
Nuts. But I mean, like, you have so many people working on that one movie with you that it's just kind of like the producer would be kind of doing all the budgets, and it'd go through like 10 people, I'm sure. Well, more than 10 people, I'm sure. I don't know. I think it's more than just like, here's $10 million, like, have fun.
Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah.
Did you ever watch Entourage, that show?
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite shows. That was a great like look of like behind the scenes of how shit got done in Hollywood.
Totally.
That's probably what turned me on to California in general.
Yeah.
Because that show came out 10 years ago, maybe a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. And when you're young, you don't really know much about the world. But when you saw LA from that perspective, it was like, oh, fuck, LA.
Totally.
Do you have any trips coming up? Plan to go anywhere?
We were supposed to be going to Florida the other day, but then that kind of fell through.
With East Coast Lifestyle?
Yeah. I'm going back to Toronto for work next week.
Okay.
For a week, so, but nowhere that I can think of right now that's kind of like cool, I guess.
Right on.
But yeah, those kind of come up like sporadically. It'd be like, hey, we're going here. And I was like, all right.
That's good. I'm not going anywhere this summer. I'm staying right here.
Yeah.
I got a lot of work to do with this, so. But like I said, the three best months of the year are Nova Scotia: June, July, August, a bit of September too. Have you ever been to Bridgewater? I got a cottage out there.
Yeah, I'm still I've been like all over. You don't know where. I kind of like lose the names of the different spots, but I'm sure I've been there.
Well, I bet with that company, you guys travel all over the province and obviously just all down the East Coast.
Yeah.
You said you were going to be going to Florida?
I was going to be, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That'd be hot down there right now.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think we're going to be going there within like the next couple of months or something.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so yeah, no, it's fun to be able to travel with like doing what you like doing as well.
Absolutely, man.
I like want to start working with more like brands, kind of like what Sam Calder does.
He works with what? He does like commercials and stuff?
He's just like an insane, like, DJI, like the drone company?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he'll do stuff with them. He'll do stuff with like these different watch companies where like they'll do like trip giveaways to like Hawaii and like all these different spots. He'll be in Dubai one day and then he'll be in like Tokyo the next. Like,
are you serious?
Yeah, he's insane. It's nuts.
Just being able to travel and do what you love. Exactly. Well, it sounds, how old is he?
I don't know how old he is.
Well, it sounds like you're on your way to that, man. Like, it sounds like you're in the right spot. You know what I mean? You're building up a resume right now with East Coast Lifestyle, the Nelk boys, and, those two names alone on your resume. That's a good look. And you're 23.
Yeah.
Dude, relax. You're going to be fine.
Yeah, I just want to keep my head down and just kind of keep going.
Yeah, of course. That's just like anything in life. Keep your head down, keep working.
Yeah, for sure.
Does this guy do music videos?
Yeah, he actually did some things with like the Chainsmokers.
The Chainsmokers.
Chainsmokers, yeah.
Is there any festival or there's a festival coming to Halifax this summer. You should look into that. The Jazz Fest, I think it's called.
Yep. I think who's going to that?
Jazz Cartier? No. My buddy told me the other day. I forget who. Were you here last summer for it when Anderson .Paak came?
Yeah, I actually shot that show.
Did you? Oh, there you go. Did you meet Anderson at all?
No, I didn't get to meet him. I saw his mom in like the media pit.
Oh, did you?
East Coast lifestyle hat.
Things go down in the media pit, eh?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I didn't get to meet him, unfortunately, but
I heard that was one of the craziest shows that Halifax has seen in like 10 years, that Anderson .Paak show.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I can believe that, yeah.
I heard it was unbelievable.
It was a really good show, for sure.
Other than Toronto in a couple of weeks, do you have any other plans, like going into the New Year's to meet like those Nelk boys or anything down in Toronto? Where are they based out of? LA or Toronto right now?
Toronto.
So they're still living in.
Yeah.
I heard they have like court they have to deal with some legal issues or something.
I honestly don't really know. I've only talked to them on the phone like a couple of times.
Yeah.
Once actually.
Yeah.
And then it's been like back and forth, like text and email and stuff like that, but like seem like super nice guys, and it's cool to be able to like get that footage like and be able to make something out of it.
So they send the footage to you raw, like not edited, just like they'll send you the footage, and then it's just up to you to chop it down, put the music, and do all that work.
Pretty well, yeah. I mean, like they'll give me an idea of what they want, and then I'll just kind of go from there.
So how long would it take you to do, like, let's say like the video is 10 minutes long, but they send you an hour long of like a footage and you chop it down to 10 minutes. How long do you think it could take you to like to edit that down? Like a day, a week, a month? Like what's that process like?
It'd probably be like a back and forth of like a couple of days.
Wow.
But that's like going in. So like
that's like 9 to 5, like
yeah. So the weekends get a little hairy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I'm really bad with procrastination, but I find like that kind of like helps.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, this needs to be done here.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna get this going now because we need to.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So sometimes it helps, but.
Anyone that wants to like maybe get into the industry that you're getting in that's a bit younger than you, let's say 18, 19, because obviously it's an industry that's booming and is going to continue to boom as long as the internet is around,
right?
And I don't see it going anywhere.
Yep.
Maybe give some like advice to like a younger generation that wants to do what you're doing.
I'd say the biggest thing, like I kind of talked about before, was the DM thing.
Yeah.
Like reaching out to like whoever you can, and like kind of just not bombarding people with information on like what you want to do and like how you want to do it and stuff like that. Just like make the relationship first, maybe through direct message.
Okay.
Anyways, that's the one thing to kind of get your foot in the door.
That's good then.
Sweet.
Cool.
Awesome.
I covered all the questions I've asked towards you. Like honestly, the fact that you're doing really well in what you're doing, I'm probably going to be DMing you asking questions myself throughout the summer.
Cool.
There's going to be a lot of like video footage, and I'm going to have questions. So
for sure,
you might get a DM from me every now and then.
Totally.
If that's okay with you.
Totally. Right. For sure. Totally.
So yeah, I want to thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Everyone listening, once again, I appreciate the support. Make sure to go to YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate the support. That's all I got to say. Thank you very much. Love you guys.